how does someone become our guide? What does it take? So we talked about how you pick your team members, you ask people to be your guides. How do they become a guide? What are the requirements? So for your Earth team, the requirement for a life guide is to have had at least one lifetime as a human. Because of the complexity of the emotions and the dichotomies and the, planet of duality, they have to have some kind of experience. At least one lifetime. They also have to go, once they agree to be your guide, they have to go through training. Because they have to be able to lower their energy enough to help us. So one way is that they can help us is by nudging our energy. Wrong direction, let's go this way. But there's times when sometimes they intervene on a very physical level. So they have to be able to drop their energy and maintain it enough to interact with the physical. For example, I'm not sure if we talked about this or not, but when my husband and I were driving to Florida, and we were along this long stretch of just interstate. This is before radial tires. So we're still talking the inner tube air-filled tires. So when those go, they go. So I'm driving, and it's a little Pinto station wagon type thing. I'm driving, and we're on the stretch. We just went over an underpass. We went under an overpass, and the tire blew. And I mean, so I'm trying to get my vehicle into my lane, keep it straight, and not go wild. So I'm fighting this, and I hear, let go of the steering wheel. What? No. Number one rule, you never let go of the steering wheel. And I'm fighting, and I'm trying to let go of the steering wheel. It's a man's voice. I think it's my husband. No. And this time it's like right here, loud, let go of the steering wheel. Fine. And the car gently goes off road, down a ditch, up an embankment, and the car starts acting like it's going to flip over. We are on two tires. And in slow motion, it just gently comes back down and just slides down to the bottom of the embankment. No harm, no foul. And I'm shaken. I'm annoyed with my husband for yelling at me to let go of the steering wheel. By the way, never let go of the steering wheel. Never. Don't put yourself in that danger. So there had been some workmen on the overpass that saw all of this. So they hauled butt down to us to make sure we were okay. And we're shaken up, but we're okay. And they're like, do you need help? I said, no, we have a spare tire. We just need to get back up on the side of the road where it's level, where we can change the tire, and we'll go to a gas station or find a place to fix this, or get a new tire, actually. So they're like, okay, if you got this. So my husband jacks it up, and something was stuck, and he needed a screwdriver. I'm like, okay. He said, go back and get me a screwdriver. So I go back into the vehicle, and I'm digging, and I find this little bitty jewelry, the eyeglass screwdrivers. And then I found a regular sized one. So I took the regular sized one and stuck it in the back of my pants, and I walked over, and my husband's bent over, and he's concentrating on this tire, and I bring this little bitty screwdriver down in front of his face, and he looks up at me like, what the heck? I was like, well, things got a little tense. I just thought we needed a little humor. He goes, Jan. So I gave him the real screwdriver. We get back in the car and get back on the road, and we're fine. Okay. That is when the guides have to interact with the physical. They did that. I did not. They kept us from flipping over. They brought us down gently. They kept us from being harmed. Do they interfere with everything? No. But they do need to become more dense to be heard or to physically interact. Another example might be somebody's getting ready to step off a curb, cross the street, and you are shoved back and there's nobody around. A car runs a light and speeds right past you. So that wasn't one of your exit points. We have 5 exit points in our lifetime where we have the choice to, I'm checking out, or not. So this wasn't one of the exit points. This was free will on the driver's part that was interfering with your free will. And so the team pushed you back to keep you safe. So it takes training to become a guide. All right. Now, that is our earth life guides while we have this earth life. We also can have deceased loved ones, whether they're friends or relatives, and it can be even relatives back so far back in your ancestry that you don't even know them, you didn't know they existed. They can be on your team because they want to support you, they want to help you. You can have friends that maybe you knew in 2nd grade, somehow you impacted their life, and they have since passed, and they want to be on your team because you did something to help them in their lifetime, though you may not even remember them. They want to reciprocate. They want to do a little something to help. Now, you also have, and I think we talked about this before, specialty guides that only come in for a specific purpose, training, helping you through grief, whatever. They come in for that specific task and then they move on. So it does take training to become a guide. Now, your galactic team or your non-Earth team, most, if not all, have never had a human life experience. And it can be very frustrating to communicate with them. But there you have it. It takes training to become a guide. And for your deceased loved ones, little love. They want to show some support. Any questions? Let me know.